Hey guys, J-Dub here. We're at the third and final auction of Mike Hall. It's going to be absolutely epic today. Every auction that he has had since the first one, the caliber of the vehicles have gone up and up and up. Now we're at the point where he is selling some of his best cars. Not the very best, but one score down from the best stuff Mike has. This stuff right here in the background, this is the stuff that Mike is keeping for his own personal collection. I would consider this stuff his best stuff. Everything that's getting auctioned off today is definitely high caliber stuff. Lots of Dodges, some Fords, some Chevys, a little bit of everything. Let me show you guys one thing before we walk out of here, because we are going to show you guys what he's got for sale at this auction. This gold Super V right here is the one that I've hounded Mike about many times, and he will not sell it. So I still like to think that he's saving this one for me. It's just, I'll be getting it at a later date. Because is he really going to get to them all? You never know. He's a man that's got quite a lot of drive, and he might. But I'm still hoping, fingers crossed, that he doesn't get to it. But anyway, let's go down here and let's check out what is for sale today. He's got, I'm doing well, thank you. He's got everything just jammed. Like, you can see the order in this yard. Mike is very, well, let's just say he's got a lack of any order and just parks stuff wherever he wants. As you can see, there's probably about, let's say, 60 to 80 cars here for sale. A lot of them, Ragtop, 68, Cornet. I kind of have my eye on this one right here. This is a pretty cool little car. It's got a 455. Never rode in one, never drove one. Is it a standard? It is a 4-speed car. This could be a fun car. Mostly, well, I'd love to do some burnouts in it because I think it would be a hell of a lot of fun. It's got the T's intact. This is going to be something to look for today. Got to watch and see how much this one sells for. Louvers on the back. This has got the whole like 80s vibe going. I might just have to grow back a mullet to drive this thing. Look at that. I love this. Like this, like everything they had going on back in the 80s was pretty awesome in my mind. What else do we got around here? Mike's favorite. There's always a couple of those around. Let's weasel our way through this way and see what else we can find. Before we walked past that one, I really should have looked underneath the hood. I wouldn't mind knowing, is that motor in there and is it complete? This thing's in, you know, pretty good shape really for being a convertible sitting out in the middle of a yard. Got doors chipping up the nice paint, but this is Biff's car off Back to the Future, if you guys remember that. The one that got filled with manure. That would have been this same body. Pretty cool car. He'd be pretty gangster rolling around. I love the Mercs. Funny enough, I've been watching this car a little bit too. You know, because I kind of feel like it needs a good home. I've always loved the stacked headlights. She's got a big whiskey dent on the door, but I think an hour of playing around with a body hammer and a dolly, you'd probably be able to massage that back out. But look at the grill on that thing. It's pretty awesome. The part that scares me the most about these convertibles is when the roof is torn up like this, like how good is the floor? Yeah, it's still got carpet, it's still holding together, but it could be just Swiss cheese underneath there. So it's a bit of a gamble. If a guy did buy something like this, maybe you just gotta put a bunch of patches in and just roll the top down and leave it down and just do some cruising. Keys that are in the ignition, that's a good sign. I don't know if you guys remember, I used to own this car. Wouldn't mind owning it again, I do like it. But again, it had real rusty floor pans, I remember. But beauty.
Rusty floor pans?
Yeah, yeah. I lifted the carpet up on it and there was...
You own this thing?
I did, yeah.
How bad is the floor? Like full redo or just?
You know, to be honest, I ended up getting scared and sold this back at Mike's last auction only because I did another convertible, and they have extra strength built in on the inside of the rockers, right? And on this other one, I opened it up and it was like just Swiss cheese through there. And then when I seen the floor on this thing, I'm like, oh, it's probably rotted out in there too. And you really have to, like, you can get it out, but you got to really take the car apart and then reinforce everything, put it back together.
Rails on this one?
I can't remember. I think they were not too bad. I didn't get too carried away lifting it up and looking over the whole thing, but I remember I lost a few $1,000s on it when I sold it back. But it's a super cool car, and if I remember right, it's got a brand new ragtop inside in the box. Oh. So it totally worth. 68 is the best year. Yeah. You know, it's a super cool car.
Yeah, I'm not a big convertible guy, but she is.
Yeah, it's a sweetie. That's for sure. But have a look at the floors before you make a decision, for sure.
Yeah.
But don't let that scare you, because that car is worth putting some love into. Oh, what do we got here? Holy. I never knew Mike had this. They must have just primered this one. That's a good shape. This is probably one of the ones that Mike cleaned up on their YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a, I don't know if it's a 5, 6, or 7 Bel Air, but definitely cool. Magnum. I don't know what to say about this one. It's probably one that would go for a decent price. Who knows what the engine is?
Uncle Jody there with his boy named Magnum might be a good little first vehicle here in a couple of years.
Maybe. It's probably got a big block in it. Could be fun for doing burnouts. That's where I keep thinking about that. The one with the 455 there, that Trans Am or whatever it was. We ain't getting through here. You know you got a problem when you got to pack your vehicles this tight. I think after this is all said and done, it's going to be nice to be able to come back and potentially pick through some of Mike's parts, because if all the cars are gone, that means he's going to have an excess of parts, and it might be a good time to see about, you know, gathering some up. There's a couple of cars outside the fence that we better go have a look at. There's a couple of really good ones that definitely we need to keep our eye on today. The auction's getting started at 11. So we still have a little bit of time. Ooh, I like that back there too. What are you buying today? I don't know yet. Hopefully nothing. But I brought cash. Like, how many auctions do you go to when you get a chance to own this caliber of a car? Like, you don't see these for sale very often anymore. Definitely a bucket list car. Before I die, I want to have a Dodge with a pistol grip shifter. That is on the bucket list. I've never owned one before in my life, but I definitely am on the hunt for one. It's just Dodges are so expensive. That's why I don't own one. It takes twice as much money to restore a Dodge than it does a Chevy. Chevy, I guess, is just more in my price range. Hidden back here, mysteriously hidden, I don't know why, is a nice little gem. The old GTO sitting here silent, waiting. I'm pretty sure I heard Mike say that this car has been off the road for 40 years. They put a bunch of work into it and got it into the shape that it's in now. It was pretty rough. Blair worked some magic, pounded big dents out of the door, and I think the front fender. It's in pretty good shape now, ready for somebody to take over and get back on the street.
They did a real nice YouTube.
Yeah, that's where I seen it. That's where I seen them banging the door out. He did a pretty good job. Then there was a pretty good crease here, and I believe on the front fender there was quite a bit of damage. It looks like they put floor pans in it.
Yeah, these floors, I think. Right
Maybe a trunk pan. Oh yeah, they just did some repair on the trunk. There's still a little bit of rust left, but at least they got it in a position where the average guy could take over and without too much work get this thing back on the road. And really, you could rock it the way it is, just the flat black if you want to put some glass in it and an engine. and just enjoy it the way it is.
Driver.
At the end of the day, it doesn't deserve to be sitting here. It deserves to be on the road somewhere, pounding the pavement, racing cars, having fun, you know. This car over here I owned, you can probably remember, I made a couple videos. I wanted to chop the top, make it into a lead sled. But I decided that I had too big of a heart and I couldn't cut it up because it's been complete for so many years. So I sold it back to Mike. Now, it's coming up for auction again today. Maybe buy it back and make it a lead sled like I planned.
Is the engine still in this?
It is, yeah. When I had it, I took spark plugs out. I put a little bit of mystery oil down each cylinder, just waiting for me to start, you know, I just wanted to make sure that if there was any rust in there, because it's got this big opening, you know, and the carburetor's like right there. But it did have a bag, like a Safeway bag over the carburetor, but it was all deteriorated and beat down, right?
5 and 6.
Yeah. But it's all complete.
Yeah, oh, I know. I look at it there.
And it's pretty solid. There's some rust in the trunk and a little bit of rust back here, but very minor flat panels. It's in great shape, this
It's the
thing.
first one I've ever seen, like a businessman, where they got no back seat.
That's right.
Buddy of mine's got
3
that.
window, most of these are 5 window, so it's a super rare car.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
So it's something to watch for today too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had drawn all over it where I was gonna section it and I was gonna chop the top, and
Yeah.
super cool car.
I'm
And
Kirk
then-
anyway, by the way, James. Right?
James.
I watch you on TV all the time.
Ah, thanks. Nice
I
to
like
meet
the work
you.
I like the work you do. It's fun.
I appreciate that. I see that this is a new dent. I think I watched in one of Mike's videos. He backed into it with Bobcat.
He's rubbed over here at the back corner too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. No.
Ah, yeah. Ah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Who gave Mike the license for the Bobcat? But super cool car, super rare. That's definitely one to watch for. It's funny, Mike has sold and bought it at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And he always, like, you know, I bought it at the auction, and then he really wanted it back, so I sold to him for more than what I bought it for. And now he's going to sell it again, and who knows if he's going to get hosed or if he's going to make good on it. But, you know, so far, I think 2 out of the 3 times, he's got burnt on it a little bit. So he's got a lot of money invested in this car, so we'll see what it goes for today. What's happening, fellas?
Not a hell of a lot. You?
Just eager to get started,
Let's
eh?
go, right? Come
Right?
on, man. We need to steal money.
That's right.
This is an interesting one, eh?
What is this?
I don't know.
I should know because I recognize it, I just don't know. Is it a Jeepster? Maybe it's like a Jeep. Jeepster, that's what's coming to my mind. It is a Jeep. Yeah, so this must be like a Jeepster. Pretty rough shape. Ooh. Somebody did some stuff here.
Yeah. That's all right.
But when you don't, let's put it this way, when you don't have a welder, I would say at a scale of 1 to 10, no welder repair job, it's a solid like 6.
There you go. Show your wounds.
Yeah.
Wear them with pride.
And it kind of, you know, looks okay-ish.
I'll get the...
The big thing is you don't see this stuff on the road much anymore, so it's still worth saving. It's still super cool. And it doesn't get much simpler. Put gas in it, and you go. That's it. I seen he hauled this one back from pretty far. This is a Merc, too. I like this. This would build one, like you could take a Cummins diesel chassis, put this cab and front clip on, build a sweet box that matches, and have a super cool old truck. There's something about like the 3 to 5 ton trucks that just are awesome. Especially if you build them into something like a bigger size pickup truck. They look so good. But obviously this one has a lot of history. It's got a deck. They obviously used it for some kind of work. Look at the size of the winch. It's got a, you could probably lift the Titanic off the ground with that sucker. And I imagine this part here, I think this could be for like a rope winch maybe. You'd like wrap 3 or 4 spools of rope around it, you know, and you hold it and it would winch in rope. It might be 100% completely wrong, but that's my guess right now. There's one on both sides. So I'm assuming when the winch rolls that these probably roll too. I don't know. Maybe. Potentially. Looks like it did. Look at that. Mercury right on the tail lamp. Must be original. Let's go back towards the CUDA over. Oh no, there's still people over there. We can't give all our cards away. That's what I'm trying to get at. We don't want to go over there and be Googling over the CUDA and let other people know. But what we could do, I guess, in the meantime is, I sure like, and I wonder if it's in the auction. I don't know what year it is. That's a Buick, if I remember right. That's up on top of the C-can right there. That Buick? Yeah, that thing is cool. And I wonder if it's going in the auction. I know Blair wanted it. So maybe that's why it's still up there. Maybe Blair is wanting to keep that one. Oh, game time. Is it game time? No, not quite. Not quite. But we do have to go get a bid card. That's what they're just telling us. Sneak around. The reason why I kind of have an interest for this car is, yeah, it's not your like 70, 71, so it's not as desirable, but that means that it could go potentially a little bit cheaper, you know. And like I was saying before, my budget isn't, I'm Chevy, not Dodge. This car here being 72 or 73, not sure exactly which one, might go for a reasonable price. Probably not. It's probably still over what I'd want to spend, but no motor, no trans, so you can put whatever you wanted in here. Hard to beat the CUDA grill, though. This one's in a little bit rough shape, but like, come on. Like, when they designed that, they got to design that with perfection right there. I still think one of my favorite parts about like a lot of these Dodges is this right here. Oh, wildcat. Oh boy, we didn't want to overlook this. This thing could be kind of cool. $445.
You can see how the back fenders, how they're trying to copy like the Cornet, eh?
Actually, a guy just stopped by the shop yesterday, and I think he's coming to this auction because of this car. He was talking about a Wildcat and how they don't reproduce the rear quarters, and he needed this section, but to be honest, I think this car is too nice to cut it apart for the section that he's talking he needed. This car is pretty solid. Ooh, it's really nice and solid, actually. This is kind of a cool car. It's been a rodent home for many, many years, but you can bring it around. Look at the tack down. Ooh, she stinks, eh? Ugh. Look at the tack down there on the console. That's pretty neat. Oof. She's rank, eh?
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I want to see the coolest thing you ever seen. Oh, that is dope. That must have probably had a Wildcat symbol there.
That's better.
That is good. Look at that. They had the coolest auctions back in the day. Need some gas? Sure do. Whoop. And that probably had maybe a cat on it, or it said Wildcat, something like that. But is that not cool, or what?
This is a cool car, man.
This is a super cool car. That's terrible. I wouldn't be disappointed for somebody to be like, hey, what's that? And I could be like, hey, it's a Wildcat. I'd be pretty honored, I think. Interesting. The scary part about it really is, see, it's got no spark plugs. You don't know, It's nicer when you open the hood and the motor is still complete and sealed up. Like, why does it have no plugs? Was somebody rolling it over, or did somebody take the plugs out to put some kind of lubricant down there, like mystery oil, to let it soak because the motor's seized? There's only one way, I guess, to figure that out. Oh, she ain't budging. So, it could be a little stuck. Maybe it's just soaking. Probably is. Sometimes it's half the fun though, you know, spend some time. If you did get it unlocked, you know, you can feel pretty good about yourself. Another one that we're going to be looking at today is going to be this diamond key cap. Really, like, look at the sinister, look at that thing. I think that this is the same cab that Russ Bros built that diamond key rat rod. I think this is a similar cab. It's sure cool looking. If I wasn't building the 37 right now, I think this is kind of an even cooler cab than the 37 cab is. Yeah. Oh, that's the gas. See, all these old cars had something cool about them. You know, like that's pretty freaking neat. And then whatever this was under here, you know, missing the door, but it would have been for storing something. Jumper cables or whatever. I do like that up there, but I'm assuming that it's not for sale. That would make a pretty cool rat rod. And why they have that other convertible up there. Stuff like this, it's like, yeah, you wonder yourself why Mike would even drag something like this home, but it's, maybe he got it literally just for the transmission or something. Or maybe it had VIN tags on it. The vibe around here today is pretty electric. Everybody's just eager to get their hands on some of Mike's treasures. But I'm sure for Mike, it's a completely different story. He's probably not feeling all super excited about letting all of his treasures that he's collected for all these years go to new homes. But to me, I'm like, Mike could never get to all these cars. They will sit for the next 30 years and they don't deserve it. They've sat long enough. They have been punished far too long. So to get them into hands of people that are going to do something with them, definitely to me is the right thing. So I'm happy that the cars are going to get to see the light of day, and hopefully within, you know, some of them maybe months, some of them years, a few probably decades of people slowly working on them to get them back on the road. But there you guys go. We've done our walkthrough. I got to go get my ticket so we can bid on some of these cars. Like always, guys, be safe out there. Peace. Like and subscribe like always.
Kustoms, wild creations, screaming thunder, no hesitations, building giants with no justification in the valley, colossal revelations. The light roars, nightmares steal, beating hearts that engines feel. No surrender on this wheel, chasing dreams with restless zeal.